All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an Enclave actual play. My name is Dippy, and I'm picking up the pace with conduiting a little bit and enjoying it a lot more, but you may or may not know me as Syriac on other missions or other purposes. I also have a ton of other characters, and I released a class not too long ago. But today I will be conduiting for two lovely players here. If I can get just short intros from Bex and Aliizi.
In
Aliizi,
that
you want to
order?
go first?
Sure, yes. I am Aliizi. I have been on a few other missions with this character and one without. Playing Gina. Ready to go.
And Bex.
My name is Bex. I play Devil. It is the only character I play right now, and I've been playing Enclave, I think, only for a few months.
Fantastic. All right. So,
You and your Burks, dude.
I'm so sorry. Listen. All right. Given the characters, Devil, the gunslinger, and Gina, the gremlin Samaritan, in big air quotes, and the focus words. All right, Pinhead, your time is up. Who you callin' Pinhead? And what of it was real if nothing remains? Here is your mission statement. Or, actually, this is V2. Do you want to do assembly first or statement first? Your choice.
Statement first.
Statement first. All right.
Statement, yeah.
You're being sent to a dangerously cognito-hazardous part of the manifold. Somewhere on the
Shit.
outskirts of infinity lie the Farlands, a vast, unraveling, sprawling expanse of twisting terrain, winding streams of reality, and most dangerously of all, some of the most treacherous beings this side of the Onto Strip. Ontology here is complicated. Perception can be altered very quickly, and some bad guys use that to their advantage to wreak havoc and chaos on other parts of the manifold from afar. One such bad guy is Dave Pinhead Sporos. He has finally been cornered in the Farlands by your employer, the Municipality of Reality. But not wanting to risk their own corporate skins, they chose you. Your mission is simple. Find a way to kill Pinhead, or at least subdue him so he can be apprehended. Be warned, Pinhead understands the ontological shifting in the Farlands far better than either of you. So the Enclave has advised you don't immediately piss him off, and that you'd better learn the ontological shifting fast. The Enclave will be providing attenuator pins to at least keep your timeline and self-contained physical form factors intact. But if you lose them or break them, do not expect to remain intact for long. Emergency pingouts will be accelerated in such cases that your pins are lost or destroyed. Are there any questions?
Was there a little bit of inspiration taken from the rebounder mission?
Tiny bit. The attenuator pins are very similar to those found on the rebounder mission, or a rebounder mission of your choice. There have been a few. Attenuator pins will keep your timeline and your self-contained physical form so that your bodies will not shift against your will, and that your timeline will not accelerate or decelerate against your will. This also means that it will be much harder for you to make those changes to yourself, as long as you keep them on your person. But this realm is so cognito hazardous, it is recommended that you do nothing to destroy or lose these pins.
Yes. So, cognito hazard, as far as I remember, means that learning about things is dangerous.
Perception being altered very quickly, your perception of things will be unreliable, to say the very, very least, of this place.
Okay. So not actually hazardous, just
Cognito hazardous in the form that it will be very difficult for you to remember things, perceive things, or in any other way carry over a significant amount of information for very long.
okay. So yes, just funky.
Funky, yeah. You will not you will not experience brain death because you are going to this place. That's what the attenuator pins are for. Uh, any other questions?
Tech level?
Whatever you want it to be, as long as you are there.
What?
Exactly. Any other questions?
Okay.
Time of day and weather.
Irrelevant.
Okay, fair enough.
um,
Are we having
does
regrets?
this guy have any like extreme weaknesses?
He has a bit of an ego.
wow.
He thinks very highly of himself. That's why he is terrorizing other far-flung portions of the manifold from the safety, quote unquote, of the Farlands. If it is believed that he has found a way to attenuate himself in the Farlands, because simply thinking about keeping your form together isn't enough in most cases. So that is a lead that the Enclave will give you, is that there may or may not be something on or in his person helping him remain the way that he is in the Farlands. But he is still incredibly dangerous, and he is still very good at manipulating the Farlands around him.
okay, how does the corporation that hired us function at all in this place?
The Municipality of Reality believes that the Farlands should never be ventured into except to apprehend criminals like this. They believe that this place is against the laws of nature, but that is the nature of the manifold. It is infinite, sprawling, unstable. This place in the manifold is one of the most unstable. In an infinite world, this would be as close as you would get to reaching the edge of infinity.
Okay, so they're like not in the Farlands. They're just like, you go over there and have fun.
They have cornered him to a part of the Farlands in which, out on the outer edge of it, like they have like a perimeter set up, a reality binding perimeter.
Got it. So, okay, so there's this problem guy that we have to deal with.
Either kill
Is
him or
collateral.
so.
Yep, is collateral damage okay?
100%. The Farlands are the
Is, like-
Farlands. No one owns anything in the Farlands. No one cares about anything in the Farlands.
Dippy,
Cool,
I
it's
love
just
you.
like-
How the fuck do you come up with this shit?
You give me the focus words, Pinhead, your time is up, and what of it was real if nothing remains? This is where I go to.
My fault.
Our fault.
Hour.
It's like
Can I change
like-
my focus word?
No.
I'm just kidding.
Is like a change of heart a sufficient mission solution? Like just to make friends and gallop off into the non-existent sunset? Like,
What are the ways we can succeed this mission? We can kill him.
You can kill him. You can subdue him so he can be apprehended by the Municipality of Reality. Or a sufficient change of his highly corrupted and evil morals, a reasoning behind why he does what he does, and a deconstruction of that reasoning could lead to him changing his mind. But his
So
mind is
play-
not so easily changed.
boy. Okay, that's fine. We're fine with that.
There is also the possibility that if you were to do that, if you were to find a change of his heart, that would also just kill him in the Farlands. The Enclave is not entirely sure, and the Municipality of Reality is tenuous at best on that possibility.
Okay. Have there ever been past recorded expeditions into the Farlands?
There have been. And many of the people who go into the Farlands without attenuator pins, such as the earliest expeditions into the Farlands, without attenuator pins, are the ramblings of insane old people. Many people came out of the Farlands with mental misconstruities.
Okay, that's not extraordinarily helpful.
They went psychotic.
They're not.
They went crazy.
Later expeditions into the Farlands said that it is vast and wildly changing, almost all the time, because of what it is.
Okay, and what were the results of the more recent missions where they might have had like attenuator pins? Like, did people survive? Did they go crazy? Did they
Attenuator
just kind of-
pins. Attenuator pins were used to effect to ensure the survivability of the people who ventured into the Farlands. As long as you keep them on you, you should survive. That is a almost 99% guarantee on behalf of the Enclave.
Yeah, but like, what can we learn from these previous expeditions? Are there any tips? Like,
The fact that it is so vast and wildly changing all the time leads people to believe that there are two schools of thought. That you can harness whatever control of reality you have, that you are able to harness a vast control of reality if you are in the Farlands, and that your belief in having any control at all is what makes it so you have none at all. Those are the two schools of thought.
great, love that. Okay.
That hurt my brain.
Are there any
I'm just
other...
confused now.
I'll say that we have maybe one more question if you had any, or if we feel good.
No, I think that's all my questions.
I wouldn't say feel good, but I'm done with questions.
All right, so we move on to assembly. You enter into the vast gray and dark halls of Enclave headquarters. As has been described many times before, these vast, marbulous, and expansive lines of gray and shades of white and black extend on into eternity and forever, without a shred of color except for the agents that inhabit them. Two such spots of color find themselves walking down a hallway and turning into a briefing room. A small, comfortable, lush, but still gray, monotone, and serious briefing room with a long meeting table, several chairs, an amenities table with anything that you would consider creature comforts before a mission could begin, as well as a vastly modular series of other things that you may feel you may need. And the only way into that room is through a door, of which there are two. Gina, you have 3 vigor, and Devil,
Yep.
you
I
have
have
1.
one.
So, of the two characters here, Gina would arrive first. What would be Gina's first actions upon arrival, and a physical description of Gina as a character?
I actually have 2 questions.
All right.
First of all, attenuator pins, companions? I have moth.
Attenuator pin, not companion. Attenuator pin provided by Enclave for free. Oh, attenuator pins for companions. Yes. Yes. 100%. Thank you for catching me on that. Yeah.
So does the moth have to be like carrying the attenuator pin the whole time?
You will see. Wait, is it like a moth the size of an actual moth?
It's a literal moth.
We'll see when we get there. Gina, first actions and
Right,
physical
okay.
description, please.
Second question.
Second
When you
question.
say the only way into the room is the door, do you mean that, or is there a window she can jump through?
As soon as you believe there is a window for you to jump through, you jump through it.
Awesome. Yep. Gina leaps through the window, shattering it, landing in a heap on the ground. Yep. She is a how tall? 2'11"? 2'11" gremlin. I just keep making more gremlins. They're all different heights, but 2'11" gremlin, big ears, big toothy grin, green skin, so many gear pieces everywhere, with a little silvery moth flying in after her. She is dressed in a tattered monk's habit, with a hood that is currently down.
Aliizi, could you send me the diving falcon item description so that I have it? I do not have the Beastmaster.
That is a reasonable request.
Thank
Give
you.
me one moment. Let's
And first actions upon now being in the briefing room.
Just gonna kind of sit there among the shattered glass and like wait for anyone else to arrive.
Fair enough. All right, and Bex, Devil entering in first actions and physical description, please.
Devil walks in, 5'10", 220-pound, 30-year-old non-binary ex-military sniper, private sniper who went AWOL from the military during the Vietnam time. After they watched their best friend die in battle, they have a black buzz cut, blue eyes, and they keep their military uniform at all time. They walk into the room, and per every mission, they ignore everyone and just make a beeline for the beer.
This time you actually see a keg on tap with whatever your you see a keg on tap with whatever your favorite beer from your hometown was. This is noticeably better and more well prepared than beer that has previously been left for you, and you feel like there's a reason for that.
I'm just gonna walk up to the keg, open it, and just start chugging from the keg like, no.
Yeah. You do. And you get covered.
The keg. I'm gonna open it up, and it's just gonna be flowing out, and I'm just like, go.
Yeah, you do, and you are covered in frothing, foamy beer, chin to chest. Just.
After I assume I'm a good dent into the beer keg, I'm gonna turn it off, probably stand up, be a little tipsy, gonna finally turn around and see this 2-foot nothing.
2'11", not 2 nothing.
Almost 3 foot nothing.
This 2-foot nothing creature standing in front of me. I have almost 3 feet on this human thing, and I'm just gonna look at it and go, what the fuck are you supposed to be?
How is she gonna take that?
Don't tell me a gremlin is offended by
No, this is gonna be a great mission if I could just offend each other back and forth.
No, offense is not the response, but it's a question of whether it's
allowed.
No. Of whether she cares at all, and if she does, whether it's like mildly annoyed, entertained, or you know what? She's just gonna cackle a little bit and go, and what are you supposed to be?
I'm a gunslinger, I'm a shooter. Do you not see my 3 guns?
She's gonna grab at one.
Oh, do you want to die? As I grab one of my revolvers and just point it at the head.
The attendant clears their throat in a manner that makes the room shake a little, and you get a glare. You don't actually get a glare. The attendant looks like The Question from DC Comics, but gray. And they...
I can just picture that now, and that's
yeah, no,
perfect.
it's perfect, isn't it? Yeah. But so despite the lack of a face or a visible throat, you hear them clear it, and you do not see a glare, but you feel a sense of guilt wash over you.
Okay, at that, I'm going to slowly put away my battle axe that I was whipping out.
I'll put away my gun.
The attendant goes, "Where you're going is dangerous enough. Do not jeopardize your mission before it has even begun." And he kind of sidles over and will just stand at the head of the table, looking to both of you and going, "Do you have any follow-up questions before you leave?"
Yeah, so my name's Devil. I'm good at shooting things. What are you good for?
Looking at
Everything.
the attendant or Gina?
Gina.
Oh, okay.
Everything. And she's going to look at the attendant and, after the question, and just point at Flit Jr., the moth.
You see the attendant, like, you looked away for only a second. You look back, and you see the attendant holding 3 pins in his hand. One is very, very small. Small enough to be painlessly inserted into a moth.
That's gnarly.
The other 2 look to be human-sized.
Like the same size as like our Enclave pin that we badge
Think of,
with, or like
no, not a
smaller?
round pin. Imagine, surgical
Like-
pins?
Tiny pin.
Surgical
Big
pins,
pin.
little rods of metal that help keep like bones attached to each other during surgery.
I work at a hospital, so yes, very much.
Pill-sized ones of those, made entirely of a
Oh,
stainless,
so like
made
a
entirely of
baby
a.
pen that you can like keep a diaper together with. But like the really,
No.
really,
It's-
really tiny ones that are like this big.
It's just a solid rod of metal.
Ah.
It can hold a belt together. In fact, that's how the rebenders use them.
Okay. Now I understand. Okay.
Fucking
Like
gobbled his.
a little iron bar almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the size of a pill and made of a stainless chrome metal.
Syriac ate his and then had a fun trip to Enclave Medical with Artis. It's actually
And-
written down in full somewhere.
And Artis did something else with theirs, which will not be shared over recording.
So it just has to stay on our person, correct?
Correct. In whatever way you
Yeah.
see fit.
Put it in my military bag. As long as I'm holding my military bag, does that count?
Skin contact would be advised.
Boring. So I can't just jam it into my Asclepian.
Again, you could, but you might have a hard time.
I have so many questions now, none of which I can ask because it's being recorded.
That's for the restricted episode. No, but the pins are adhered to your forms in whatever way is seen fit. Flit Jr. finds that their pin will it seems to magically be adhered to their body as if it is made with some small adhesive material to keep it attached to their body rather than inserted into anything or taped or otherwise attached uncomfortably.
I'm half tempted to just leave Flit Jr. behind, but I think that we kind of need it to succeed the mission, so
Your choice.
especially also have a perk having to do with anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah, there go most of my good ideas for hiding that thing. Gina's actually going to um, use her lighter to just like hammer it into her side, and then heal over it with the Asclepian.
Interesting approach. You hold the pin to your side and you ting, ting, ting. Oh, that hurt. And then you Asclepian over that wound.
Yep.
Down a low essence cost. And you find that it is healed over significant well enough to keep it attached to your person. You also felt as it was going in that it was also adhesive. You could have stuck it onto your body.
That would be way too easy to get rid of.
Devil?
I'm gonna stick it to my forearm, and even though I know it's adhesive, I'm gonna put a band-aid or two out of my military bag over it just to make sure it doesn't fall off.
Good thought. All right. Forearm. Back of Moth's body.
Yeah.
Literally inserted into side. All right. The attendant looks at your handiwork, looks to you and says, do remember that the person that you are talking to is insane. And try not to make them angry.
More insane than the dude that just hammered the thing into his side?
Looks over to you, and if a blank face could look unamused, it does.
Fair.
As soon as that happens, the attendant steps to the side and reveals a pair of sliding doors that open and reveal inside them two rather bright lights emanating from the floor. You may enter now. Due to the nature of the place that you are porting to, the process may take a little longer than anticipated. As you both enter in, and you see two gleaming telepads. But there is something different about them, in that it looks like they have giant battery boosters being plugged into them, giant generators being attached to them to pump more power into them than normal. You're porting a very long ways away from Enclave HQ.
Can I try to grab the beer keg and bring it with me when I get ported?
The moment that you bring the beer keg beyond the threshold of the sliding doors, it fizzles like Portal 2 objects brought through attenuator screens.
Right.
I cry over my spilt beer, but get on the platform.
All right. Any final actions in the briefing room?
Nope. Gina's getting on the platform. Flit Jr.'s landing on her ear. Ready to go.
A sensation that both of you know very well overcomes you. Your feet begin to tingle, your legs begin to numb, your midsections and abdomens begin to turn and flip in place until they eventually lose all feeling. Your heart stops beating, your lungs stop breathing, your shoulders and your neck feel tingly, your mouth feels dry, your nose feels stuffed, and your eyes lose all color and vision in but an instant. And then that instant lasts just a hair longer than you normally expect it to. You feel a pulse in your body, like a slow, gentle heartbeat, until eventually you realize that you have already ported in, and the area around you is almost completely white, void, devoid of light and shadow and color. You look up and you see yourselves standing next to each other. Standing. There is no floor. How are you standing? You look around even more. You realize there are no other beings to speak of, other than you two. Did something go wrong? Did something fail? All of these thoughts pass through your mind as in an instant, the first location you think of, I will ask of Gina and Bex. Or Gina and Devil.
Home.
What is home to Gina?
the sewers with with our cohort of gremlins.
You find yourself in a sewer. It smells rank. It smells absolutely like home. That was weird. And then you hear a voice emanate from long down a tunnel and a hallway. You could have chosen anywhere to go, and you went home? And a chill runs down your spine, because it is not a voice that you recognize, but it rang out clear as a bell in autumn. This is going to work slightly differently. Occasionally, I will ask you, both of you, the players, what your character would be thinking about in a given moment when you feel the ontology begin to fluctuate. And you literally have to say the first thing that comes to your mind when I ask you the question, the first thing that would come to mind in character. After that, your actions are your own, your reactions are your own. You may try whatever you want to try. You may use your abilities, your gear, but in a moment, in whatever moment I ask of you what your character is thinking, you must truthfully answer with the first answer that pops in your head.
Cool.
For now, both of you find yourself in a sewer and you heard a voice. There is no other obvious landmark around you. What do you do?
So it's home, but is it like generic sewer, or is it specifically...
What would be a landmark of Gina's home?
Barrel with trash on fire?
You look over to your left to see if it's there, and it is.
Also gremlins.
But the moment that you look over to see it, what is your sensory baseline? Nope. You look over to see it, and it is there.
Okay. And are there gremlins around?
The moment that you begin to think there are, there are. A couple of your best friends. But the strange thing about them is that they don't have faces.
So there would be Gizmo and Elmo with no faces.
Pretty much.
Do they have their gear?
No.
That's weird. Do they have clothing?
They do. Do you approach
What about stuff like the flood on Elmo that's gear that's kind of a clothing?
Oh, you made the Elmo is a hydraulic.
Yep.
Yes, but it doesn't look like it serves its intended purpose.
Ah. Okay. And Gizmo's not tinkering with anything?
As soon as you begin to think that they should be, they do.
What is it?
It looks like a little wind-up toy.
And he doesn't have his gantry?
He does, but it looks strange. It looks disconnected somehow. Like it didn't finish rendering.
And he doesn't have an army of moths?
An army of moths. You begin to hear the sounds of the wings flitting, but you don't see them.
And he doesn't have a whole bunch of healing potions?
It doesn't appear so, no.
Dang.
Devil. Actions.
I'm in this random sewer.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And it's a little too small for you. You find your head rubbing up against the ceiling.
I'd be like ducked down, like,
Yeah.
where the fuck are we? Why are we in the fucking sewer? Do I hear or see anything with my +3 sensory?
With your +3 sensory, you hear and see a lot of things that are uncommon for something like this. Almost like lights, like fluorescent lights buzzing. And, oh, there goes one of our spectators. Hear almost the sound of fluorescent lights buzzing and a metallic smell in the air. Prompted by those senses, what is the first object that Devil thinks of, prompted with those senses?
Fluorescent lights and like
A metallic smell in the air.
I mean, the one thing Devil would probably think of is like the medic base from when they served in the military. It always smelled like medicine, like metallic in the air, all the fluorescent lights, that way they could see what they were doing.
You blink, and then all of a sudden, you are no longer in the sewer. You're in a tent, a canvas tent. You look and you see light pouring in from the outside, and it looks like there's a big red cross printed on the opposite side of the vinyl as to where you are now. You sniff again, and that metallic smell is blood. You look around, and there are, like, at least 7 bodies of injured people being treated by a team of at least 20 medics, as one of them pushes past you. Out of the way, gangway! With a bucket of sterile, like, sterilization, like rubbing alcohol and bandages and gauze. And looking above you, the light fixtures hum that familiar hum. And as soon as
I want to try to leave the tent and see what happens.
all right, as soon as both of you enter the tent, first of all, Gina, you are also now in this tent. And second of all, as soon as you are in the tent, you hear, interesting. Again, clear as a bell, but no visible source. You want to leave the tent. Describe what you see as you leave the tent.
Well, that would entirely depend on how big this simulation room is that I'm assuming we're in.
Not a simulation.
Interesting.
Oh.
As soon as you walk out of the flaps of the tent, you see, like, what appears to be the most realistic depiction of the jungles of one of the battlefields that you were sent to that you have ever seen. But with your 3 sensory, you suddenly notice that one of the panels, there's like a panel and it fluctuates. Just
like it flickers.
Like it flickers, like it loses its color and shape for a second and then it turns back on. And looking around, you feel claustrophobic. Like you're in a wide open space, but all of a sudden you realize you have no room to run. And it turns out, looking around again with 3 more sensory, the floor beneath you isn't sand, it's metal. And the door, there is a very clear indentation and outline of a door in a wall that looks like it should lead directly to the riverbank.
I'm assuming my teammate cannot see the door the way I can.
Gina, you see all of this.
I'm gonna pick up a thing.
A thing? What do you pick up?
The first thing I see is not explicitly dangerous.
The first thing you see that's not explicitly dangerous?
Yes.
Devil, what would that be?
Probably a rock or a pebble.
You pick up a rock.
Cool. I'm going to squish it.
And as soon as you squeeze your hand, you feel it contract like putty in your fingers. Like silly putty. And it begins to dribble out of your fingers and hands. Or your hand, singular. And then you hear the same voice interject again. You're starting to get the hang of this. And the environment around you disappears as soon as you blink. You are now back in a white void again. But instead of nothing, you see a man. 6'4", tall, handsome, long hair down to his shoulders, and a beard down to his chest. He's wearing glasses. He looks old, but not too old. Wearing a rather dapper suit, but you notice that it has stitches and is not fully made of the same material. It seems like it's patchwork, cloth sewn hither and thither. And he is standing about 10 feet away from you.
Alright, so he's standing really close to us.
Yes, he is about 10 feet away from you, and he's standing about like this. As if about ready to initiate a slow clap. But you don't see him move.
I'm just gonna kind of rest both my hands on my two revolvers and just kind of wait.
Gina?
Because I don't know, I don't trust him.
Okay. Gina, your actions?
Yeah, is the gold bar close enough to pick up?
What's that?
Is the gold bar close enough for me to reach it?
Slow down a little bit for me. What are you saying?
The gold bar close enough for Gina to pick up.
A gold bar. Like a gold
The
bar.
gold bar.
The gold bar.
Is it close enough for me to reach it?
I think they are confused on which gold bar you're referring to.
Is this a part of your gear, or is this...
No.
Is this
So
just...
the one on the ground.
You look, it's about halfway in between you and him.
Too far.
Mm-hmm.
Irritating. Okay, just checking.
Sure. As he looks to you and he goes, inspired by wealth. Fascinating. Why put on the personage if all that you seek is beneficial to your own means?
I'm gonna use Extol Virtue.
Sure.
This guy's being chatty. I want him to monologue. I want... so, yeah, this just... The virtue of honesty is what I'm going for here. Of being clear, communicating, just sharing information. And the paired action of that is kind of annoying. I have to publicly praise it.
Yeah. What is the virtue you're focusing on again? My apologies.
Honesty / clear communication.
Honesty. Sure.
I want this guy to do a monologue.
Okay.
And the paired action is going to be just kind of looking closer at him, and I'm gonna go, you have a lovely voice. and fascinating insights. And using Extol Virtue to hear more of his lovely voice and more of his fascinating insights.
Okay.
Do you have Samaritan?
I have the sheet for it right here.
Okay. Oh, of course you have Samaritan. You made it Samaritan. Sorry. Scatterbrained.
No worries. Okay.
It happens.
You say he has a lovely voice and he has fascinating insights. He goes, when reality sieves through your fingertips like sand through a colander, one can only hope, to be honest, that their words have meaning. Because if words don't have meaning here, literally nothing does. And he takes his hand away, and as soon as he unpairs his hands from each other, you see just kind of like an electrical sparking paired with like party bubbles, just like soap bubbles, and electric sparks just kind of whiz in between his fingers and hands as he says that. He claps, and an explosion of light and color fill the space around you as he takes you to a room. Looks unfamiliar to you. Doesn't look like any place you've ever been before. You feel like this is a place he has created. But in that place are a set of chairs and a table. And on that table, a deck of cards. Care for a game? Or maybe chess? As he waves his hand and the deck of cards falls away and a chessboard appears, fully stocked with pieces. Or maybe even...
I'm going to...
or maybe even Pictionary, as a board game with a whiteboard and several little markers are placed upon the table into some category cards.
I'm going to sit down, flash my grin, and say, cards is great. I prefer cards.
As he clenches his fist, all of the other examples fall away, and a simple deck of cards reappears on the table again.
Mm-hmm.
Devil, any actions?
So right now they're about to play cards.
Possibly.
I love fireworks. Yay. Anyway.
As soon as you say that, you hear within the world around you the sound of several firework shells going off outside. And he looks over and goes, celebration. Fitting. Looking at your character.
This guy confuses me. Shush.
He smiles and laughs. Gently. But earnestly.
I'm just gonna walk up to the table and ask if I can play cards too.
But of course. Why would anybody not be allowed to do anything they want? And he sits down.
Oh, because I have no clue what I'm doing.
He sits down, and the chair beneath him expands ever so slightly to fit his figure. And as both of you make moves to sit down in a chair appears beneath you that is comfortable to your standards.
Yep.
And you feel yourselves being pulled in to a perfect vantage point for you to individually be given a hand of cards.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up my royal flush.
As he like deals 5-card draw. You pick up your hand and it's a royal flush. As he looks at you and looks at the cards in your hand, and he goes, "There you go again, self-serving." As he reveals the exact same cards in his hand, and as soon as you look down at yours, it's a pair of 2s.
A pair of 2s with 5 cards.
It's a pair of 2s and then like 3 cards worth of garbage. No, like.
Okay.
So he literally, as soon as you did that, he looked down, looked back up, and like as soon as he revealed his hand, it was the hand that you imagined, and he put a worse one in yours.
Yeah, what kind of garbage? Are we talking like plastic bottles, snack wrappers, like?
One of them looks like the wrapper to a chocolate bar that he ate like 5 days ago. Another one is like a shredded up, like it looks like when you shred paper, it's very hard to put it back together, but somehow this feels like a paper that was fully shredded and reassembled incorrectly and placed into your hand. And then the fifth one is just
I'm gonna play them and go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play them and go, funny, I don't remember these cards. And then look up, gaze straight into his eyes, and go, how long have you been here?
You place him down on the table, and you look up and you ask your question. He looks at you and goes, well, it might have been about a week. Could have been a month. Might have been a year, might have been a decade. To be honest, time flies when you have fun. As you see the world outside you go from day to night to day to night to day to night to day to night to day to night, and inducing a strobe in the room of sunlight and moonlight hitting the room in a rapid array of colors and visions. And then all at once it stops, and you feel yourselves flung against a wall as if the earth were brought to a standstill. The earth beneath your feet were brought to a standstill, and you weren't. And you feel yourselves flung from where you're sitting into the wall adjacent to you. Both of you feel this. Both of you are not hurt by it. At least not in a way that would... At least not in the way that would actually affect your character. But... it's surprising. It catches you off guard.
Is the mattress big enough to catch Devil too? Is the mattress big enough to catch Devil too, or just me?
How charitable is Gina feeling in this moment? Question time.
She's intrigued. How... I don't know that charitable is a feeling that scales in normal life. Like, you kind of need a target to feel charitable or not.
You are normally very self-serving, as is proven by your perks and your character. I want to know how charitable Gina feels in the moment that she conjures a mattress under herself.
Yes, so Gina is the single most charitable gremlin to ever exist by a large margin, but she is also a gremlin. And Devil is not a gremlin. It is not.
Devil, you feel yourself hit the wall. There is nothing soft to catch you.
Okay.
I've gotten thrown back by shrapnel worse. So Devil kind of just shakes it off and gets up.
Shrapnel. As the wall opposite all three of you explodes, sending a rain of shrapnel in your direction, immediate reactions and actions.
I'm going to hold my shield.
Do you... It is a basic shield. It is enough to cover you.
Can I try to start a standoff with our friend that I think is controlling the planet or objects and stuff around us to see if the shrapnel stops flying?
You may. How do you introduce that? How do you introduce that standoff? What's your paired action? I believe the paired
I always
action
get-
is the same. In the V2 errata, the effect changes, but I believe the paired action is the same. Maybe.
This is the part that always gets me. I'm always like, oh, I'm gonna do a thing, and then I forget I have to do a thing to see how effective the thing's gonna be.
Exactly. That's the fun of Enclave, baby.
No.
What you put in, you get out. And while Bex is thinking, Aliizi,
My problem is, in some way, I want to ask him, how did you learn to control the things around you the way you are without so directly, like, assuming, like, I don't want him to know that I think I know what's happening.
You don't want him to know that you think you know what's happening.
But I want to try to get more info out of him and get him to admit that he's possibly controlling the world or the things around us.
You don't want him.
I just confused you.
You don't want him to know. However, by merely thinking that you don't want him to know, what's to say that he doesn't already know that you know?
Yeah.
Fuck it then. I'll let him know what I think I know.
By doing what? You worded it very well before.
See, this is where my ADHD hates me, and I already forgot what I said 2 minutes ago.
Do you want me to help you out?
Yes, please.
How were you able to gain control over your surroundings so easily?
I mean, I can just use... If it was real life, I would use the ADHD to my advantage and just turn my fucking brain off like a light switch, because we all know if you have ADHD, you know how to fucking do that, and you can just stare into a void and be like, Patrick Star.
Do you... Here's a genuine question. Does Devil do that?
Actually, wait. Devil has military training. If they're a sniper, they might have had previous training on what to do if they were ever kidnapped. So they might have some training where they might be, maybe not as well, but they might have some training from the military where they'd be able to trick their brain into maybe not fully turning off, but thinking of as little as possible to near nothing.
Thinking of as little as possible. Incorporating that into a standoff
almost
is fun.
to try to like cheat a lie detector type of thing.
Incorporating that into a paired action for standoff is fun. I still need one thing that Devil actually says or does to cohere it rather.
Can I just look at him and be like, you really like flicking your wrist and controlling things, don't you?
Absolutely. So the moment that you do that and say that,
every single time he flicked his hand to show his cards, and all of a sudden, her cards changed. He flicks his hand, and all of a sudden, the room's falling apart. He flicks his hand, all of a sudden, the world's moving 50 times faster. He is controlling it somehow with the flick of his wrist.
So you look at him and you say that, and as soon as you do, the shrapnel stops in place, one landing about an inch from your nose. And several other pieces of drywall, glass, nails, copper, all the various construction materials of a modern contemporary building are just right there. As soon as your standoff activates, and he looks at you and he goes, "The Farlands are a strange and fascinating place." And he drops them. The shrapnel falls to the floor. And without moving from where you're standing, you feel yourselves move. The ground beneath you move. And go out of this room and into a big, wide open green meadow with a blue sky above your head and trees on either side of you, but looking out over a vast expanse of ocean, very Mediterranean coated. And he is now standing in between the two of you, and he puts a hand on each of your shoulders, and he looks out and he sighs. Beautiful, isn't it? Beyond compare.
So time flies when you're having fun, but can this really be called fun, where nothing matters?
And if nothing matters and you can control everything, why would you not always stay in your paradise?
As soon as both of you say that, a mushroom cloud appears far off in the distance, beyond the horizon. And as you see the shockwave bubble expand, it washes away all color, all physicality, all meaning, and you are now just standing. You are now standing side by side with each other, and he has placed himself opposite you as you feel the concussion wash over you, and you are now standing in an empty void again. And he looks and he goes, "Nothing matters" is such a strong statement for what you can do here, what you can be.
But none of it has impact. None of it remains.
He snaps his fingers. A television screen, familiar to Beck's, sorry, I keep saying characters versus player names. Familiar to Devil, maybe. Familiar to Gina at all?
Yeah, she's been in the Enclave for a while.
Television screen appears. And then he snaps his fingers again, and appearing as an image on the television screen is some visage of a cafe somewhere in the manifold. Of a person sitting, having a coffee. He snaps his fingers a third time, and that person falls face first onto the table. Passed out, maybe.
How?
Dead, maybe. But affected, nonetheless.
And
And
this
he
is
says-
fulfilling?
He says, "Control is fulfilling." But what's the fun
what
in
is-
control, right? You said it yourself. Why not end up in paradise forever? That's not what I want. As his image glowers. What I want is to be understood. And you see another vision pass by, standing in a dark laboratory. You see him slaving over what appears to be a set of blueprints, documents. You're not sure. You're too far away. And everything appears to be in black and white, except you, of course. Your attenuator pins make sure that's so. He goes, "Nobody believed in what I did. Nobody would give me the time of day, a grant, a penny, because nobody cared. Nobody believed that what I did had purpose. I used to be something. I was a creator, an inventor." And another vision transitions of him walking into an office, shaking hands with people of import. In this scenario, you find yourselves standing across from the desk, an important person, and him, about to shake hands. And right when everything was about to be good, you hear a gunshot comes through and impacts the very rich man. You turn and you see a whole battalion of like SWAT officers, SWAT police, standing across from him, but kind of parallel to you and this scene being played out before you. everything turned sour. And you feel an attenuate, and you feel a buzzing in the air. Bex. First person you were ever friends with when you joined the army.
My best friend that died.
The environment around you shifts, and in a snap, describe a scenario between yourself and your best friend. Just in broad strokes, to inhabit the environment around you.
We're bunkmates, best friends, help each other through boot camp. So, like, ride or die type of military buddies, did everything together.
Pick a day.
The day we graduated boot camp.
You're standing there, and all of a sudden you find yourself in this familiar scene. And he looks to you and he goes,
I'm so sorry that my mic is catching that.
no worries. No, it adds to the ambiance. He, like, shakes his head and he goes, I know what it's like to lose something that you love. So, when I'm here, it can come back. But it's never back for long. As you watch your friend dissolve into dust behind him, do you do anything to counter that? No? Alright.
Nope.
The environment fades, crumbles into dust around you as it crumbles through a dusty transition into another dark room with a portal. This very scientific-looking portal. Metal bits and bobs and machinery and generators everywhere. And him standing across from it, plugging in the final plug, and the portal being activated. It was only when I finished my greatest discovery that people actually gave a shit about what I did. And at that point, I had already decided it was too late for anybody to have any influence over what I cared about. As you watch him step through, and as he steps through, you stand in a white, empty void again. And he shakes his head again and looks to you. The reason I don't stay in paradise is because it's boring. And I just need everybody else to see that. Actions, reactions from either of you.
That.
Oh, wait, here.
More fireworks. Anyone? Either of you.
Oh, the echo's back.
Uh-oh.
Is that on me?
Yes, it is. Just
Let me see if I can fix it.
no
Oh,
worries.
you're good. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Better?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Very much, yes.
Both of you are base
Is
intelligence. Huh? Go ahead.
the portal still there?
Is the portal still there? No, it is, well, it wasn't at first. But thinking about it again, you notice that it reappears behind him.
Cool. I'm gonna approach it and just look at it, like examine the parts, how it works, like
It's a
I
meticulous
want to
design.
book it through. I just want to book it through the teleporter.
Okay. That's a more immediate action. Do you mind if I resolve that first? I will let you examine
ahead.
it, though.
Oh no, this is while he's walking up slowly to examine it. I'm gonna be like, fuck this.
No,
and
that's what I
just
mean.
bolt through
Yeah,
it.
that's what I mean. That's fine.
Okay.
Dead serious question. Does Bex want to leave right now?
Does devil.
Does Devil, sorry. Rewind. Does Devil
Well, I'm sure
want
you're
to
asking for
leave?
permission.
Does Devil want to leave the Farlands right now?
No.
No. You run through the portal, and nothing happens. A splash of water feels as if it cools you down. But you are just standing on the other side of an empty portal frame in the midst of a void of white.
But he went through the portal.
From a scene into another scene of his design. Seemingly.
I don't like that he can control shit, but okay.
You can control shit also.
No, I can't. He controls everything.
That's not true.
Okay, one of us has clearly figured it the fuck out, and one of is halfway there.
I will say,
I wonder which one's which.
Gina's learned quick. Gina, you examine the portal itself. It is of a very intricate construction. There are a lot of very specifically placed bits and bolts and rivets and nuts and screws, panels perfectly shaped to align into an elegant circular portal. On the looking at the inner ring of the portal itself, it seems as if it is made of a very dense material. There is an inner ring that is like recessed into the middle of the inner ring itself that seems to be the generation of the energy field that creates the portal. And then there's something very familiar about examining this. It feels incredibly similar to telepath technology, implemented, form-factored in a different way.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, Gina has quite a bit of experience with appreciating technology she does not understand, being Gizmo's sister.
Sure.
So she is impressed, if not fully, what's the word?
Confused.
If not fully understanding.
Yeah. If not fully comprehending the inner works of it. So she's going to turn back to him and go, "You made this alone?"
He nods his head gently.
She's going to
So
nod
you're
back.
an engineer.
You nod back. Mm-hmm.
Devil just said,
Devil, what? You're an engineer. Looks over to you and goes, I had to be many things to do what I did. And an engineer
What did
was
you
one
do?
of them. I designed machines, and behind him, like appearing like dominoes or display cases in a showroom, are various machines of different sizes, shapes, complexities. At one point, I was just a draftsman. At another, I decided to take those drafts from pen to hammer and steel. An inventor? Sure. Some called me an inventor. I simply called myself an innovator. But in order to innovate, you have to know much. So I spent the time to learn much. And yes, I had to sell some of my ideas, and a couple of the items behind him gain branding that both of you feel like you recognize, but you're not entirely sure how. Like, you know that machine has appeared in your Incoasis at some point, or that it is inherently a part of your world. You're just not sure how. You're just not sure how exactly. And others had to be scrapped. And as soon as he says that, the other machines that did not gain branding look like they rapidly rust and rot and decay in a matter of seconds. But this, and he taps a hand to the portal, it lets out a metallic ping as beautiful as a church bell in an Italian vista. Manifoldian vista. This was my greatest design. And you see, Devil, with your 3 sensory, you actually notice a small change in his physical appearance. It looks as if he grows older. Older, like, aging proactively from someone who is trying to hide their age to someone who is letting it fall away for a second. And he is visibly older than he was about 5 seconds ago. And he continues, just touching the portal frame and going, Enter Incoasis travel. Going from one portion of the manifold to another. Simply remarkable stuff. But no one believed me. No one said I could do it. It felt like I was going crazy. I tested it. I designed it. I know how it works. Why, when shown something that works, do people simply believe that it doesn't? In that moment, Gina, Devil, do you believe his machine works?
Yeah.
I believe it works.
It's how we got here. There's no question.
And he kind of watches the portal spring to life, and he sticks a hand in, and he pulls out what looks like a burlap sack full of gold bars. Places it back, sticks his hand back in with the burlap sack, pulls out a fish. Just a nice trout. And his arm is wet. Places it back in, removes his hand again. His hand is dry, and he comes back empty-handed. Doubters always make themselves known. It's nice to see that you aren't.
I don't understand how it's fulfilling for you to stay here, where none of your work matters, everything is free. Why are you really happy here?
I will be happy when I decide I am.
Really?
And here it is easier than anywhere else. As you see a smile creep across his face, you know what someone putting on a smile for the camera, or faking a smile, you know, putting on a smile for the camera, faking a smile. This is not that.
Yep.
This is his mood genuinely and wholeheartedly shifted from scheming and angry to happy. All of the hallmarks are there. The crow's feet, the elevated mood, the posture change. He, in this moment, is happy because he decided he was.
It's real, but it's artificial.
It's real. No, it's 100% real. But the change came on so quickly, it had to be the highest level of magic you've ever seen.
Yes, it's genuine, but it's not.
It's not like it's not automatic. No. He's choosing or making himself believe that he is.
Yeah, it's genuine, but it's not authentic. I guess the word is.
Good way to put it.
It's manufactured, even if it's true.
It's a fascinating way to put it.
Like, you can be happy without putting on like that fake smile, but then there's like genuine happiness when you don't even realize you're smiling, and that's not him right now.
Astute observation. Because in mere moments, his mood changes again back to what it was before. And again, it's a genuine shift. But it is a shift that was made deliberately. It is at this moment I ask, as a conduit to players, do you have a handle on how where you are works?
I think I do.
You think you do?
So now we're going to change it. Lovely.
I thought I did, but...
Genuinely, no. Hand on heart.
Yeah.
Right hand on the Bible. Do you believe you know how where you are works?
I thought I did, but now I'm not sure.
I know that this answer is going to cause problems, but if player to conduit, yes.
Okay.
Can I make a thesis of what I think is happening?
Sure.
So we know that he is controlling it, but at the same time, he's using our thoughts against us to control where we go.
No.
There's a good path to go down. Aliizi, do you feel like you can elaborate on that?
I just don't know how it all links together. Like, he's definitely controlling the world around us.
It's not him.
What do you mean, not him? He's literally changing things whenever he wants.
The world around us is influenced by the people in it. And that is him to some degree, but it's also us. He is not special in this manner.
So anyone can control it?
Him, yes.
With that in mind, what do you do? It is you and him, his portal frame, and a couple of machines that he conjured. And a blank white void. You know your mission. Proceed with the knowledge you have gained.
Can I make it rain?
You feel raindrops begin to fall. And the floor
like a heavy downpour.
Heavy downpour. Oh yeah, absolutely. It is torrential. And the void itself darkens ever so slightly, as if the cloud cover to bring the rain has come and has darkened everything, blotting out whatever sun should exist, but looking up, it so far it hasn't. But now it does.
I'll offer him my umbrella.
What's that?
I'll offer him my umbrella.
You pull out an umbrella, you hand it over in his direction, and he takes it from you. And he looks at you, Gina. Funny.
Oh, no,
didn't-
echo.
You didn't get one for yourself.
I don't mind the rain. I live in a sewer.
True. As he looks around and sees the rain, and all of a sudden it seems like the rain just pauses midair. There are now big fat droplets of water just hovering midair. And he goes, looks at it, and touches one, and it falls, shatters to pieces on the ground, like glass. Continue. Free reign. Literally. But
Nice.
I don't know. I'm still confused.
the moment that you believe that, the moment that you believe that, you're standing back in a white void. And everything around you, everything around you except his presence is back to the way it was when you got here.
Okay, I can pull some weird energy or bullshit.
Possibly. I will also remind you that the primary objective set forth to you by your employer was to kill him.
I know and I don't care.
And you see a twitch in his eye.
Yeah, that's not... We're not doing that. Okay. I'm going to... Yeah, I'm gonna pick up the gold bar, and I'm gonna hold it for a minute.
It's heavy.
Yep, I want to just hold on to it for a minute.
Sure.
Exactly as it is.
Mm-hmm. You're holding on to it.
Okay.
The longer you hold on
Doesn't
to it, the
change?
lighter it gets.
Yep. And as it gets light enough, I'm going to toss it into the air and watch it just fly away.
And it does.
It's all so fleeting. Didn't you want your work to have impact? For people to understand and appreciate it? Nothing here can be... There's no legacy here.
Legacy. He snaps. All of you are instantly brought into what looks like a room full of monitors, visual monitors.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
So sorry.
Full of visual, like, computer monitors or television monitors. It's just a full, like, wall-to-wall...
Like a security room with a bunch of cameras or screens?
Oh, yeah, but times infinity. You look down one way, and it just keeps going. You look down another way, it just keeps going. Or at least, it seems to. Does it just keep going? It's strange. As soon as he kind of walks forward along a steel floor and places his hands on a steel banister that was there, but now... That wasn't there before, but now is. Looking at this vast array of screens and monitors and viewpoints of the world. And he reaches a hand out and plucks one from thin air. And he expands it, looks at it, shows it to you. it appears to be a gathering of people, maybe a concert. It looks like there's a stage. It looks like there's someone standing on it. Are they playing music? There's no audio, so you can't be sure. But it looks like a room, not a room, but like like an open space full of people watching someone perform something. He says, "What are the people doing in this? What are the people doing in this picture?"
Playing cards.
He continues to hold the image, and as soon as you say playing cards, there's a moment where the image changes to a picture of two people playing cards, and then you blink again, and it's back to what it was before, and he goes, "No. In this picture, what are the people doing?"
Gathering for an event.
That's what they do. That's what they're doing. But what are they doing? What's the event for? What's the purpose?
You can't know from a picture.
As soon as you say that, the image starts to move. And now they're kind of jumping up and down, having a good time. Looks like they're partying. And they are a crowd. They're definitely at a performance that they enjoy. And it looks like the people up on stage are playing music. Looks like they're... Yeah. So it has begun to move, and that's what it looks like.
So they're either at a concert or a rave.
Something of the sort.
Yeah.
And he looms over you, begetting and awaiting another response.
Gina?
Oh, I thought you were responding.
Oh, no, I'm going to let you respond this time. I got the picture to move. I don't know. I'm like, I still barely fucking know what's happening. Don't look at me for answers.
It's a vague-ass question. I'm gonna shrug.
It's a concert, damn it.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
It's a concert.
I'll say that exactly like that in character. It's a concert, damn it.
Very good. 2 points to you. And you feel something hover over your right shoulder and make 2 clicks. If you look at it, there is a physical point counter that now shows a 2 next to your head. And then you blink and it's gone. And you look back to him and he goes, "Tell me, do the people in that crowd gather because of the people on stage? Or vice versa?"
Both.
I'd like to say neither. They gather because they all have a mutual reason to be there in either liking the band or liking the music, but not necessarily the people on the stage. It's what they're doing that they like. Because they don't directly know the people.
So what do those actions? With them. So what do those ephemeral actions all add up to? Some would say
gathered because they like music.
Some would say that liking something is enough of a legacy. Some would say that they're performing because of their legacy. Some would say that the performance is their legacy. All of these are incorrect.
Okay.
But the performance, the value of it is that it's limited. If they were performing every day, how many people do you think would still attend? If they were always there, always achievable, the magic is lost.
Well, I was always under the assumption you can't have a legacy until you're dead, and you won't know what your legacy is until you're dead. That is
So,
for everyone else to decide what your legacy will be.
you say that, and you feel the attention shift from you, Devil, to you, Gina, as his visage looks again as if it has grown older. And he looks to you and he goes, "If one's legacy does not appear until they are dead, then what do their actions matter until that event horizon is reached? However ephemeral, however temporary, however scarce."
I disagree with my friend here. I think legacies have value before you're dead. I think that the lasting impact of your actions, of your creations, of who you are can be felt long before then. But there's no impact here. Everything returns to, and looking around at the white void, there's no permanence, no consequence. There is no legacy.
Very good. Continue. You said there's no permanence, there is no legacy, and he goes, "So that brings me right back around to something that has been looming since your arrival. Why are you here? And how do you intend to leave?" And he furrows his brow and crosses his arms.
I'm going to look back at the portal and go, I'm rather sure I could leave at any time.
Well, then be my guest. Because I don't need you here. And he turns and he takes one step and disappears into a shadow that didn't exist until he conjured it. And now it is just the two of you standing before a portal.
Yep, to the world in general, but I don't want to leave without you.
A voice emanates. "I already left the world behind. It does not wish to receive me back into its clutches."
And who decides that?
Who decides that? Well, I'm trying to think of how he would answer. Ooh. You feel a presence behind you. As you turn, you see him there again. He looks you dead in the eyes and he says, "Me," as you feel a hand on your forearm. Nope. Forearm is Bex. As you feel a hand on your side.
You've decided that sorry. You have decided that the world doesn't want you.
When you say that, you watch him visibly grow older again.
Am I not part of the world?
He looks frail. He looks aged beyond his years. And what did you say?
I said, am I not part of the world?
He looks at you and he goes, "You are a creation of the world. That does not make you a voice to it." And as soon as he says that, you feel for but a moment, you feel as if you aren't able to speak. But only for a moment.
That's fine. I can write. I have a pen and paper.
Devil, anything? You've just kind of been hanging out. You've watched these changes occur. You've been through the rigmarole. But you find yourself standing behind Dave. I can't believe that was the name I gave him at the beginning of all of this. You find yourself standing behind Dave, and you find that Dave is in between you and Gina. And Dave's hand is perched on Gina's side where Gina inserted their attenuator pin.
I have a very stupid... I have two very stupid questions, depending on which one you will let more likely happen.
There's no such thing. Go ahead.
One is I just stab him in the back with my knife. My knife.
And the other?
The other is
very careful.
Between my reflex, luck, and might, what are the chances I can just grab his arm and pull him with me to the portal and just leave? I have 3 reflex, 2 luck, and 1 might.
As quick as a flash, you grab the arm, holding on to Gina's side, and with a tug, you feel the portal behind you, and you leap through it, dragging him with you. Where do you want to go?
Ideally back to Enclave. If it will let me.
How much luck did you say you had?
2.
Gina.
Yep.
You have one moment to contribute something to Devil's action. What do you contribute? Because you watch the moment as it happens, and I like where this is going. I need more.
Okay. Blid Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Gina is not down with this plan, and is not going to help. But Flit Jr. is a little bit concerned for her safety, and is going to dive bomb him from the back, the way that Devil's pushing him, to get the whole entourage through the portal. And I can actually... Okay, so his hand is on the antenna pin. Does it feel like he could actually get it out?
It feels like Your choice is between getting yourselves through the portal and him using his ontological shifting to remove your pin, or saving your pin from being removed and he somehow remains here.
Okay, so there is an actual threat of the pin getting removed.
That's the split-second shift that you feel with your 1 spirit, your 3 will. Ooh, shit. You have 1 spirit and 3 will.
In that case, Gina is actually going to quickly activate a good cause with her perk Farrer's Bond. Wins self-targeting a good cause, which she can from her previous
I'm
perk.
looking at it.
Altering the paired action to be a simple appeal to only her Diving Falcon greatly enhances its competence for a low duration. So feeling the hand on her attenuator pin, she's going to look up at Flit Jr. as a beam of sunlight catches the moth and it flashes silver, and just kind of give it a little bit of bleeding eyes as it comes down with the greatly enhanced competence and smashes into this guy, into Dave, and sends him and Devil flying through the portal.
Do you want him to take you with him?
No.
No.
I can get back on my own.
Devil?
If
All right.
Not.
Devil, Dave, and Mr. Flit. Why does that sound like the name of a sitcom? Devil, Dave, and Mr. Flit go flying backwards at remarkable speed through the portal. Both of you believed that the machine worked. You feel solid granite underneath your back as you find yourself in the halls of the Enclave. And both of you feel... Well, actually, Devil, you do not feel your badge ping because you are already back at headquarters. Gina, you do feel yours ping.
Okay. I will ping out. Yeah. Tap my badge, ping out.
And we will call it a mission there.
I think this is the first mission Devil's done where they didn't shoot anything.
As you ping back to Enclave HQ, and I'm only doing this because of the nature of the mission, you find yourself landing in the debriefing room. And right outside the door to the debriefing room, you see Devil, Dave, and Mr. Flit all just sitting in the center of the hallway as rounding up around them are several guards of the Municipality of Reality.
In Enclave HQ.
Inside Enclave HQ. And you see a couple of Enclave attendants gathering around them. You see a couple of hands shaken. You see a couple of words exchanged. And you see the agents of the Municipality of Reality grab Dave and begin to escort him out of the building. And we will call that a completed mission. So,
Great.
the Farlands and ontological shifting. Any questions or thoughts on calls, plot points, etc.?
I still don't understand how that place worked.
Pretty much everything ever all at once.
Everything everywhere all at once, similar. The Farlands and ontological shifting. Ontology is the study of existence. If you thought about a thing, chances are the thing would have appeared. If you believed that a thing worked, it would have worked. If you believed that it didn't, it probably wouldn't have. You had full creative control of whatever you wanted to do, and Aliizi figured that out relatively quickly. The only thing you could not do was affect him himself. Only he could do that.
Which is why I was surprised that the pin was actually a threat.
The only thing I figured out quickly was we weren't going to be able to actually kill him.
We probably could have.
It was going to be a lot more difficult than trying to just get him out.
Oh, for sure.
Which is why as soon as I was like, wait,
because I don't plan on bringing too many people to the Farlands again unless the focus words are right, I will give you this. You let him monologue a couple of times. If you had just interjected his monologue with a creative enough attack, a creative enough interruption, a creative enough whatever, it probably could have worked. Because he was so intently focused on giving you his tragic backstory. I was just waiting in the middle of me monologuing as him and the environment and the scenery changing all around you guys for any interjection to say that you interfered with it in some way. But you didn't. And I am both appreciative and also disappointed.
Upset.
I mean, that...
I feel like I've gotten so used to on missions to make sure I don't interrupt people. It's like...
Well, I felt like I wasn't going to beat him in a game of reality warping. Like, it's something I can do, but which he's significantly more experienced in and can do more willfully. Mm-hmm. So that seemed like the better play was befriend, understand, and like...
It was a very good plan. I appreciated that plan quite a bit. It was very good. You did not immediately start attacking him and then him just stopping any attack that he had by going like, naughty, naughty. You just sympathized with him. And boy howdy. Introducing the possibility of the portal, the interdimensional travel, and then reintroducing that portal to get him out of the Farlands. Chef's kiss. I'm so glad that y'all picked that up. I'm so glad that is what y'all decided to do.
Well, when you said earlier if I wanted to leave, I was like, fuck no. I was like, wait, the portal. I was like, wait, the portal.
Here's a fun thing. No, here's a fun thing, Devil. If you had stepped through, you like bum rushed the portal. When I asked you if you wanted to leave, if you had said yes, you would have been transported to some other place that was not the Farlands, and you would have effectively been null and void from that point on the mission.
Yeah.
Alive,
yeah, that was...
but null and void.
Oh.
Basically an emergency hangout.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Which, again, it would have been...
Hilarious,
but it would have also been bad mission design and bad mission taste. I was trying to think of anything else that, like, do you want to leave right now? Yes. I don't know. It was a fun mission.
I don't know why you said, do I want to leave right now? And my only thought was, no, I don't want to leave the mission. So I was just like, no, fuck you.
Mm-hmm. I love doing analysis of use of focus words and otherwise, so I will do that here. Given a gif of the famous SpongeBob moment, all right, Pinhead, your time is up. Who you calling Pinhead? Creating a character who I will say, I will pair it with the other focus word because it was the impetus for this. What of it was real if nothing remains? The Farlands contains nothing real for any amount of time that is significant enough for it to be something that remained. And paired with Your Time Is Up, Who You Callin' Pinhead, there were several points where if you had just been like, if you had tried to confront him about, all right, your time is up, you're gonna die, or your time is up, we're gonna take you out of here, he would have just replaced himself with someone else, and they would have said, who are you calling Pinhead, or who are you calling Steve, or whatever, like, or Dave. He just would have replaced himself with someone else. But you empathized enough with him to keep him interested. And sometimes the magic is in the things that we don't see. So, yes, given those focus words, I put you through an ontological nightmare. Character review. Having not seen Gina played before this, but heard a lot of descriptions about Gina, this is just about the most generous and sympathetic I have ever seen Gina played. Or based on what I have heard about how Gina is played.
She was a bit of a change after Seekers. And after getting Blood Junior. But there wasn't a lot of room for trickery here, and she could tell.
So, like, the Extol Virtue was really good. And the A Good Cause, with the perk attached to it, but the A Good Cause was also very good as well. Increasing their competence to have that happen just in that moment. I just needed a little bit of something. And Devil. Really pushing Devil's comfort zone. You did what you were brought in for well. Because you weren't necessarily brought in because you had pew-pews. You were brought in... in the design of the mission, you were brought in because of your past. And it could have been another empathetic character for him to have his walls weakened. And that's exactly what you did. And the play at the end, brilliantly orchestrated. Even for someone who claimed that they didn't quite understand how the world worked, you utilized it to its fullest effect right when you needed it the most. Brilliant.
Didn't know I did it, but cool.
And that truly...
I'm being dead serious because I
That's the
did
part
not
where you
understand.
say you did do that on purpose. No. Excuse me.
No, I really wish I could say I did that wholeheartedly on purpose, but I didn't know which plan was going to work best. If the trying to drag him out would work, or if I should try to go for the legit, at that point, stab in the back after we'd been trying to be like, oh, come on, we feel bad for you.
Yeah. I was intrigued by a legitimate backstab. I was more intrigued by, oh, the portal's behind me and now it works and now it brings us back to the Enclave. Like, that was very intriguing, considering the nature of the mission. And I'm glad that y'all were able to kind of put that together and let that be the solution. So, overall, I thought both of you played very well. I'm very happy with y'all. I consider this a mission success because he was apprehended, and very effectively. I will say the thing that was ramping up was making him question his place in the Farlands and thus in the Manifold itself was making him lose his grip on his agelessness. A couple more of those and he would have just faded to dust. So there were multiple avenues that you were exploring, that you were taking. I like them both.
Which, if he had faded to dust, would it technically have still been a success because he wouldn't have been a threat anymore, and he would have technically been
he would have
gone.
died.
Yeah,
he would have died. He would have. Him losing his grip on his agelessness was killing him. And was also one of the ways that I kind of imagined you would go for it without using weapons and without ending up doing what you did. But it was fun. Still a success either way. We do need A mission name.
A portal to nowhere.
That's good. I'm intrigued by other thoughts on this.
And they are muted.
Aliizi, did you have any thoughts for a mission name?
Oh, I've been muted for a while, haven't I?
Whoops.
I like a
I've
portal
done
to
that.
nowhere, but it's a name.
A portal to nowhere?
Yep.
Yay. Yay.
All right. A portal to nowhere it is. So with that, I will say that this was a wonderful mission, and I will give a little adieu to you. I've been Dippy, and I've been your conduit today. These have been my lovely players. Close us out, guys.
This was wonderful. I have a fondness for bizarre missions. I've run a few myself. Thank you so much for hosting.
Always love doing a mission with Dippy or playing with Dippy. And Devil is slowly learning that guns are not always the answer.
Well done!
Oh my god, I almost caused my first mission, which was actually a solo mission, to fail because the one thing I wasn't supposed to do was to shoot the person I was trying to save. And the first thing I did was I got ported into the building and I saw a random shadow in the corner. And without thinking this could be the person I need to save, I just shot them.
Oh my god. Incredible.
Oh, God.
Right between the eyes. And I was like...
Tim, thank you for being a wonderful audience member as well. And with that,
Thank you.
I've been Dippy. And ciao for now. That's Robbie's thing. I hate stealing that. Bye!
Oh.
Bye.